Find the radius and the circumference of the circle. Line construction, cosine rule, angle at center theorem. Arithmetic and algebraic operations are used to solve this question. Solution. Label point D and join line AD. This implies that angle AC D equals 180 degrees minus 60 degrees, which equals to 120 degrees. It is because sum of angles in a straight line equals 180 degrees. From triangle ACD. Using cosine rule, the square of length A, D equals the sum of the square of length A, C and the square of length CD, minus 2 times the product of length AC, and the length C, D multiplied by cosine 120 degrees. Substitute values. We have that the square of length A, D equals the sum of square of 7 and square of 4, minus 2 times the product of 7 and 4, multiplied by cosine 120 degrees, which equals to 93. Take the square root of the equation. This implies that length A, D equals the square root of 93. Also, join line BD from triangle CBD. Using cosine rule, the square of length B, D equals the sum of the square of length C, D and the square of length BC, minus 2 times the product of length CD, and length B, C multiplied by cosine 60 degrees. Substitute values. We have that the square of length B, D equals the sum of the square of 4, and the square of 8 minus 2 times the product of 4, and 8 multiplied by cosine 60 degrees, which equals to 48. Take the square root of the equation. Then, the length of B, D equals 4 times the square root of 3. Using sine rule, let angle B, D, CB equals to alpha. This implies that length B, D divided by sine 60 degrees, equals length B, C divided by sine alpha. Solve for sine alpha. Sine alpha equals 8 times sine 60 degrees, all divided by 4 times the square root of 3, which equals to 1. Take the sine inverse of the equation. Hence, alpha equals sine inverse of 1, which equals to 90 degrees. It follows that angle CB, D equals 90 degrees minus 60 degrees, which equals to 30 degrees. Join line OD and line OA. Each equals to R, the radius of the circle. It implies that angle AOD equals 2 times angle ABD, which equals to 60 degrees, as shown on the screen. The reason is that angle at center is twice that at the circumference of the circle. This implies that angle AOD equals 2 times 30 degrees, which equals to 60 degrees. Consider triangle AOD. Using cosine rule, the square of length A, D equals 2 times the product of the square of length OA, and 1 minus cosine 60 degrees. Substitute values. This implies that the square of the square root of 93 equals 2 times the square of R, multiplied by 1 minus half, which simplified to square of R. Take the square root of the equation. This follows that R equals the square root of 93 units. Therefore, the circumference of the circle is 2 times pi multiplied by R equals 2 times pi multiplied by the square root of 93 in units.